Peter Stone partners with people making a difference on our planet. This exquisite sea pearls design shows the beauty sea kelp emits when filtered by the power of the sun and the sea together. Photographed by Ernie Brooks of the Brooks Institute and transformed by the team at Peter Stone into a stunning precious metal sculpture. A limited edition pendant of fine sterling silver, sea pearls, and 18-karat gold vermeil accent. Together, we inspire the preservation and protection of our fragile environment. We care. Our actions matter.
Good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. This is Peter Stone. I'm coming to you live from Samut Prakan, Thailand. If you wonder where Samut Prakan, Thailand is, the airport is about half a kilometer, the runway, the beginning of the field for the runway, over there. But oddly enough, we don't hear any airplanes, even when there were a lot flying like every couple of minutes back in the day, so to speak. So we're close, we're connected, and Bangkok is that way, about maybe 20 kilometers. There's a nice highway from the airport downtown, so it's easy to get around, and there's not much traffic now. So that's where I am, here in Thailand at my company at the Peter Stone Jewelry Institute with my team here. And we've been making jewelry since 1991. I established Peter Stone Jewelry in 1989. Okay, so all I did was trade for 4.5 years until I got frustrated, until I got really frustrated. I just had so many roadblocks, people giving me idle promises and giving me jewelry that wasn't really even sterling silver that I bought. Gemstones, they said, were London blue topaz, were imitation blue spinel. Oh, they had 100 excuses. But when a big giant dolphin pendant was cast in bronze and silver plated and the metal started peeling off, one of my customers told me way back in the early 90s. And I'm like, really? And I had, because they were so heavy, they were expensive. So I said, really? So I took a hacksaw and I cut one in half. And sure enough, it was brass inside. And that was after I had been making jewelry, my own jewelry. So, word of caution, excuse me. A word of caution. Be aware of where you have your jewelry made, if you care. Some people, they don't care. They want to make money. If they were selling cigarettes, they'd be fine. If they're selling drugs, they'd be fine. But we're not there. We care about how we help from the maker to the wearer and everyone in between, which means you, the reseller, or you, the wearer. Maybe you're here and you're a customer and a client of Peter Stone Jewelry, and you just love our jewelry. Some people want to sell our jewelry online, some people in their stores, some people at fairs and festivals, wherever they sell it, even privately. Private showings. We have a very high-end line. A lot of people don't see it. In our Dali-inspired and Peter Stone jewelry designer collection. It's very expensive, very expensive. but very few people know about it. And when you join the VIP club, you can know about that. When you join the Peter Stone Jewelry Institute, if you're qualified, then you can enter that world. So today I picked a topic that I know by talking to a lot of people at fairs, festivals, trade shows, even on the phone, and I say it in emails. They have a question, like they actually have a yearning to. They're almost, some of them are almost bursting at the seam because they love drawing and designing and things, but they are not confident in whom they will be able to entrust their finances, entrust the beauty of their jewelry, and entrust the final produced jewelry with. It's like if you have a business, and I've had many, to find a good team player is a challenge. You go through people, people tell you all kinds of stuff. And then when they go to get and do the thing that they say they're going to do in business, whether it's employee, whether you're a vendor, I mean, it's life. And I'll tell you a little story. When I first started this, I was in Key West. I lived in Key West, Florida. And I had a place in Thailand too. So there was a little shop on the corner of Duval, and it's across from Sloppy Joe's. I forget that little, Green Street. Okay, so they were on the corner of Green and Duval, and they since moved down by the Turtle Corrals, actually in the building that was the old Turtle Corrals. And I walked in there and I showed them the jewelry. They bought some jewelry, and they had some shells. I said, wow, you sell shell earrings? They go, yeah. And there weren't very many, and they weren't very nice. I said, look, he said, the guy goes, if I could sell tons, he's like telling me that means a lot, right? I mean, to me, I'm excited because I can get this jewelry made for him. Beautiful sterling silver earring hooks and findings that lock into the shell, and beautiful power shell, and different kinds of pink and yellow and peach and white, and all kinds of beautiful shell earrings. It's a long time ago. It's like over 30 years ago. So I came back to Thailand. I made 8,800 pairs of earrings, and they were boxes, and they were heavy. And I went back there, and I showed up, and I go, well, here's the earrings. And the guy looks at me like, I only wanted a couple of hundred pairs. You said a lot, a couple of hundred pairs, nothing. And the volumes of people that travel through Key West in the tourist season are just huge. And I mean, I just been using my common sense. I figured I had a season's worth of earrings for him and maybe a few other people. And out of the 8,800 pair, he bought 220, right? I'm like, what? Because I had tied up all my money. I paid cash for that. It's like $15,000. And I had those shell earrings all the way into 2010, I think. I still might have a few in my storage at the bottom of a metal bin. I see them when I'm going through my warehouse every now and then. And so he said to me, Peter, people come through here all the time with a backpack, selling jewelry, telling me I can do this, I can do that, what do you want? And they never, not once, he told me, produced anything he asked for. So I guess he thought, speaking casually, like, oh, this guy's just another guy. Well, Peter Stone is not another guy. I am physically another guy, but mentally, spiritually, and congruently to my word, I am not just another guy. I live what I say I'm going to do. Sometimes it costs me money. I make a mistake, like all of us, right? We make mistakes, but we finish what we commit to do. Unless it's like way odd, then we have to say, well, I'm sorry, I can't do this because, and people will understand that. But that's like a really tiny, like 1/10 of 1% of what we do here for people. It's very rare. We made one customer client. He ordered a cross, and it was spring loaded, and it had like 18 pieces threaded and put together. And this is just a beautiful piece of jewelry, unique. It was trademarked, copyrighted, and they brought it to us. And so did Avon. They came to us. We're known to be able to do the jewelry that other companies can't do. So Avon came and they ordered 30,000 pieces of one ring with a marquee faceted black onyx stone. Really difficult to get right. And I told my team, I don't want to deal with big box stores. And they said, look, try it. It's a big order. It could be. And I go, no, because we sell directly to the wholesale market. I prefer the smaller markets. I don't want to get in those big people. And they tell you what you got to do the whole way through, what they're going to pay, the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I'll tell you what, let me try. I'll try anything once. But my gut said, don't do it. My team said, give it a shot. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I could have been wrong. My gut could have been wrong. It usually isn't. And sure enough, it was a break even because the stones broke when we tried to cut them. And it was hard and it was difficult, but we did it. And they never brought us any other jewelry but their most difficult piece after that. We did it. And that's what a lot of people do. They'll bring us their most difficult jewelry. And that's not necessarily what this video is about. You can see this piece of jewelry right behind us. That is all created here. Those fine lines, all that detail. Someone gave us that drawing, that image, and then we made it. That's how simple. I mean, that's all it is. I need a rough drawing. You say you're not an artist. Okay, I'm not really an artist either. My drawings weren't very good, but I sat next to my team, shoulder to shoulder, and I explained they're Thai. I mean, total Thai. They don't speak a single word of English. Way out from the countryside, and I would draw and sign language, and I learned Thai. I mean, the best I could, but it still didn't. It still didn't work so good, right? I mean, my communication with my Thai was not so good, but my communication in the design, I could express how I needed it. Sign language, that's all. Sign and a little bit of Thai. They got it. 4 years of doing that with my model makers, shoulder to shoulder. Of course, I worked at my desk and everything, but when it came to the designing and making sure just sketches on a piece of paper, rough sketches. Then if you have an image of something online that you say, see this design, I really like the look, the feel of that, but I want to make my own, and this is how I want to do it. But I like that look. I like the flow, certain curves here, or it's flat, or it's pointed, or I like the graphics of it, the geometrics, or I like the French curve parts of it. So, excuse me, any design you have, and you can commission us to do your designing. We have a designer here because I, nor my wife, have time to sit and draw all day, okay? And that's what's required. I give him the concepts. I say, okay, see this, see this, see this, see this. This is what I want. I want you to make 25 designs, variations. Then we sit and I communicate with him. My Thai is much better. And I explain how I want to change it and how it's got to match my image in my head. And then we turn it into the paper, finalize it, and we give it to our model maker who hand makes that piece for you in either wax or pure silver. Pure silver is much easier to carve than sterling silver. So some models are easier to do in the wax. Some models are easier to do in the sterling silver. Now, if you bring your collection, your line, and your jewelry for your company or yourself, if you want to launch your own business, then we'll help you. We can even help you with copyright. We can do your copyright for you because we have thousands of copyrights. I've done my copyright myself since 1991. But I hired someone. Now I show them how to do it, and it's really pretty cookie cutter once you've done it. But the costs have gone up 400%. That since 1991. So I was shocked when I did another new collection. The jumps in the pricing was pretty high. So it's very doable, but you can do it by a collection. So it's not a big upfront cost. You can make a whole collection and it's one copyright. So it really is affordable for sure. But all I'm saying, it's 4 times higher than it used to be. And it was really pretty cheap, I thought. But back in the day, the dollar's worth whatever it was, or the euro or the pound or the baht. So we make your design, draw it, and we send you the drawing. You look at the drawing, you go, yeah, that looks good. Well, I need to change that little thing here, change this. I mean, it's really an exchange of images, and we can hop on a call. How many ways are there? There's Skype, there's Zoom, there's G, whatever it is, all kinds of G stuff, right? And then there's Telegram, and then there's a phone. And so in Skype, you can transfer the images, you can share screens, and you communicate just like you're here. Almost. It's much more fun being here. You have some of the mangoes from the local markets. And now it's durian season. Oh my God. It took me like 15 years before I would eat durian because it's stinky. They don't even let you put it in a hotel. They don't let you bring it on a plane. They don't let you do anything with it but eat it right from the market. And they cut it open and it's like this creamy, delicious. I can't explain it. It is like from heaven. Okay. Anyway, so back to the design. It's better to be here, I'll tell you. And maybe depends where you are. So we make that drawing. Then we make the wax or the model. And then we show it to you again, all different angles. So you can see the front, the back, the sides. Is it curved right? Is it not? What do we need to do to make it exactly the way, make it so it feels right for you? And we do that with the entire collection. So if you did 18 pieces of jewelry, 12 pieces of jewelry, we have people in all around the world that have done their own lines of jewelry. And I know one woman in Prague, she just came and we started kind of small. I mean, it wasn't really small, but she had a design, she had a concept. She's not even in the jewelry business. This is the thing about Peter Stone. She is in a health business helping women, but she has the symbols of the jewelry. She creates the meaningful jewelry that her clients will wear, like gifting the birth of life. She's an amazing lady. She is just amazing. She is very creative. Her clothing, she's got beautiful clothing lines. I mean, her styles. She's very fashion conscious, and then she makes her own line, and she helps women with their birthing and things. And she's just amazing. Love her. She's creative, and she's an example of what people can do when they care. I've met some amazing people through the jewelry business. So horses. There's a gentleman by the name of Peter Stone. He's had a horse collection for more than 40 years. When I found out about his horse collection, it was back in the late 90s. And I'm like, the Peterson collection. So we teamed up. And part of our collection now is exactly his horse collection, only in sterling silver. So we have win-wins. This is how we work at Peterson. We partner up with people. Another person had an international, couple of people. One is in the Scottish realm and does Highland fairs, and he has us make his pins, his beautiful kelp pins. And from what he told me, he's one of the only people in the world that makes sterling silver Celt the skirts, the Irish skirt pins. Okay, and I apologize for that. And then another woman who's in the magic symbols realm. She does green men and earth-based things. I mean, really beautiful carvings. Her husband does. He's an artist, Paul, and we did a line of jewelry for them in sterling silver, in copper, in bronze. So they did it in all these different metals because of the nature of their business, right? So how do you want it? What kind of metal do you need? Do you need gold? Do you need platinum? Do you want two-tone gold? You can have your own jewelry made, and it really is a turnkey business. Why? I mean, all you have to do is send us the designs, and we'll help you with marketing even. We partnered up and acted as, just yesterday or 2 days ago, one of my customers says, well, Peter, you've been making so much jewelry for me. Can you help me sell it now? Can you represent my collections? He's got a lot. He's got a huge Masonic ring of jewelry. He's also, he helps another person who does a lot of military jewelry. He has DNA jewelry, and he's got a long list of jewelry. He's got a whole sports line of jewelry. So we've been working together. I've spoken of him before, like over 4 years now. And he's just a creative guy, just as creative as can be. So he gives me his designs in CAD. And I'll tell you the rest of the story in a couple of months. But this guy's amazing. And you'll meet him. You will meet him. And when you do, you'll be shocked. You will be shocked. Great guy, creative producer. So you can start now. There's so much jewelry out there, right? Isn't there? And people want to know, well, how do I get seen? Well, we have a lot of tools to help you. Social media is a really good way, but there are some ways to accelerate that. And if you have a passion of a line or a collection, chances are you are immersed in that world to a certain degree. And you show up with a line of jewelry, then the people in that realm will want it. And this is where, if you're an artist doing in another medium, then your customers love what you do already, or your clients, or your followers, or your fans, or the people that love what you do. That's what art's about, right? We collect art. So now you make a line of jewelry. Bam, if you've been selling for 15 or 20 years, or even 5, and you have a following, and you show up with a line of your own jewelry, oh my God. I mean, it's like rocket fuel. Your sales double in a very short time. Matter of fact, with one of our clients, it exceeded their main income from whatever their art was, because jewelry is worn by, so I mean, it's not, a piece of art that you just hang on the wall. It's not that you just hang it, but that you hang on the wall, and it's big and more expensive, maybe. Maybe it's not. But generally, people might have 2 or 3 pieces of art or one. But when it comes to jewelry, and you offer a variety, then they'll buy many more different pieces. And it is very lucrative. I just will tell you that. And when you want it done right, we have references. If you want to talk to anybody that we make jewelry for, almost anybody, as long as they will talk to you, which they, in most cases, probably will. They will explain how we do business. I'm telling you what I'm telling you. And our proof is in our pudding. I showed yesterday, this is just one catalog of many. And this is, actually, I think this was printed in 2006. But this line here was started way back in the 90s. Amy Zerner. And this is from Ted Anders. And this is from Courtney Davis, some of his work. Very well-known Celtic artist. Then we got into this fairy thing. We had all these fairy artists because one of the top fairy artists did a line of jewelry with us. And then everybody else wanted to, and I'm like, okay, let me see what you got. And this woman, Maxine Miller, tattoo artist in Hollywood, gave us all these beautiful lines, pieces, detailed, big pieces, expensive pieces. They're beautiful pieces of jewelry that are carried down from history. And in many cases, they're historic images and that they shared with us. Tattoos that she's done, converted into jewelry images. So there's no limit. There is absolutely no limit. I probably shouldn't even use that word because the sky isn't the limit. Well, I should remove that word. It's infinite. What you can do, what you can create. So you can click on the link and look, please subscribe. Boom, boom, boom. Subscribe below. I don't have all my phones are connected in front of me, so I can't put any music on. I won't put any music on, but click the bell, subscribe, get some updates, really find out how fast, simple, and easy it is to start your line, your own creative line of jewelry. Express yourself. Just go to the contact us page at peterstone.com and send your inquiries or ask us on any one of the social media pages. Leave us a question, leave us a comment. On peterstone.com, there is a chat button. There is a call us button, and we respond to those pretty well. And someone's not always available on the phone, and someone's not always available at the chat, but we get back to you in a short period of time. You can also, if you have a business, sign up for a wholesale account. Come in and take a look at some of the pricing that you might sell your jewelry for. Today, silver is a little higher than it was 6-7 months ago, and we haven't changed all of our prices at this point. So whoever comes in still gets some perks here. But it's a good reference, and you can just go to peterstone.com and go through some of the lines, see some of the detail. I spent yesterday afternoon with my phone, because the phones have such good, we know that, right? Just beautiful images. So I don't need a big camera setup. And my team says, look, we've got all these digital images, perfect images of jewelry. And then they look kind of like some other people's, images because the nature of them. But when you look at a photographed right from the phone image of the actual piece of jewelry, no touch up, no nothing. So I take like I can never stop at 10, but probably 10 to 30 images per. Some of them are moving, so you can see all the different angle and the fine detail that you can't see usually in a digital image. On the side, there's side views, front views, but in some cases, just too perfect. And you don't get the feel of the jewelry. You don't get the feel of the metal. And with an actual photograph, I've been trying to, since 1999, when I made a 64-page catalog down in Florida with a photographer, taking the jewelry and sticking it on, what's that tack? Something blue tack. And sticking the jewelry and lining up all the rings and taking photographs with a Nikon camera or the camera that he had in his studio, making that 64-page catalog, not 64 pages of jewelry photograph, but it probably was about like 56 or 54 pages that we actually photographed. All of it, one by one, not touched up. And I always could feel it more. And then when the digital came, wow, that was such a dip. And some of the images are so awful, I wanted to throw up. But we've come a long way, and the images, we work to give them the best quality for you. And we can take photographs. That's part of our service. That's why it's turnkey. So why is it turnkey? You send us an image, you forget about it. We do all the work, we send it back to you. You critique it, then we do the carving of the jewelry. Once we agree that this is what you want, then we show you that, and then we agree on that. Then we produce it. Then we show the finished piece of jewelry. Then you say, I want 10 or 12 or 20 or 24 of each, or whatever it is. You may only want one. So we make that for you, but one costs more than 24, of course. So we make that jewelry for you. Then we photograph one of the pieces, different. We send you that. That's complimentary. Then you may say, Peter, lay me out a catalog, lay me out a sheet and make some social media banners for me, because I want to put them all these, like Instagram, or I want to put them on Facebook or MeWe or Gab or wherever I put them, or Telegram, wherever we're going to do any advertising. Snapchat, that's a great place, I guess. And Tumblr, wherever you go, Reddit. Reddit isn't quite for advertising, but it's for talking about making jewelry, maybe. And then send some emails, capture some emails, post it, send it, do a fair, do a festival, whatever your business model is, we'll support you. We can even give you flyers that can print and pass out at a fair and festival. QR codes, you give us QR code, we'll help you with all of that. We can make your business turnkey. You tell us what you don't want to do, and we'll do it for you. What you don't know how to do, we've done this again and again, and we really know how to do it for you. You tell us, I don't want digital images, I want real photographs. Tough, but we'll do that. Okay, it's a little more expensive. So whatever it is, we'll do it your way, okay? And we're here for you. Click on the link, leave your name. That's what I got for you. You can go to our website, check it out. There's a link for custom design, a downloadable form where you fill it out. You say, you give us the dimensions, you give us the gemstones you want, if you want gemstones. You give us a rough sketch, or you give us links in an email of where to find those images or pictures you've taken. and you send them to us, and then we'll give you feedback right away. Pretty short time. So it is the springtime, and fairs, festivals, and events are coming. And I think there's nothing better than having a case of jewelry and you pop out a table, you stop, you make some money, you represent yourself, your energy, your character, your love, your passions. And people see that, and then the sale is much easier rather than trying to sell something that you don't feel good about. I mean, you can sell phone cases, you can sell all kinds of, they could be sterling phone cases, but you could sell anything you want. But it's nice to be, what makes selling not selling is being passionate about what you're doing. So I'm not a salesperson. I consider myself a very poor salesperson, but I know, so I don't like sales. I like sharing the excitement, the knowledge, the things that I've learned through the 43 different niche markets that we've made jewelry for. There's more than that, but that's just leave it there, right? Enough. And you can get passionate about. This is the key to success, that you're passionate about what you do nonstop. It's just like, it's what I do. It's not work. It's my hobby. I make money with my hobby. I talk to people. I have fun. I go online and I'm making money. There you go. Yeah, there's some hard work in there at certain levels. Depends how you approach it. Depends who you partner with. When you partner with Peter Stone, we take away a lot of the hard work. We make it, I like to think, well, it's absolutely turnkey, but you got to turn the key. This is Peter, the founder of Peter Stone Jewelry. Many years ago, 3 decades. We have a lot of experience for you. Please remember, click on the subscribe button, go to our website, sign up, and get on to the newsletter, because we'll give you some good things. And download. If you have an interest in creating your own jewelry line, download the form. Let's get started and do a discovery. I will see you tomorrow.